Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up a Raspberry Pi 3 from scratch. This is starting from beginning all the way to working desktop. First off, you're going to need a Raspberry Pi 3. This also works with the original Raspberry Pi, the Raspberry Pi 2, the little version of the Raspberry Pi. It's all the same basic setup. But in this case, I'm going to be using the Raspberry Pi 3. Here are a couple things you're going to need to make this work. Raspberry Pi, a micro USB of any size, the 8 gigs or larger, something to be able to upload the image, a case, small Phillips screwdriver, a micro USB power source, 2.5 amps or larger for the Raspberry Pi 3, HDMI cable, keyboard, and a mouse. You also might need an Ethernet cord, but in my case, since the Raspberry Pi 3 is using Wi-Fi, I'm going to go ahead and set this up through Wi-Fi. If you're using the Ethernet, all you're basically going to do is just connect it straight from the Raspberry Pi straight to your network. Okay, let's get all this out of the way and open up the Raspberry Pi and put it into the case and get it ready for software setup. Okay, so in the box we have the Raspberry Pi, we have a heatsink, and the Raspberry Pi 3. While we got this open, we're going to go ahead and install the heatsink straight to the Raspberry Pi. Peel off the double-sided sticky tape. We're going to attach this straight to the CPU. Move that over to the side. I'm going to open up my case. Now that we got those screws out the way, let's open it up. We're going to start with this bottom piece right here. This is the piece where the opening is right here. You want to go ahead and grab the Raspberry Pi and just fit it right in place. Fit it in place just like so. We're going to grab the upper piece, sandwich these two together, grab our Phillips screws, start at one corner. Okay, now that I got the Raspberry Pi installed inside the case, let's go ahead and grab my micro USB. In this case, I'm going to use this Samsung 64 gigs, but you just need at least an 8 gig memory card or higher. But this is the only one that I had lying around, so we're just going to use this. And then this micro USB adapter, and plug this straight into my computer. And let's go ahead and move over to the computer and download some software to get this ready. Okay, so in your PC, you want to go ahead and click on the first link down below. It should take you to raspberrypi.org downloads. This is where you can download the Raspbian desktop image. This is basically what would actually enable your Raspberry Pi to be a full-blown desktop. Or you can click on the Raspbian Lite, which is a lighter version of the desktop experience. You just won't have no UI and have to do everything off of just a command line terminal. But in my case, I'm just going to download the desktop image. You want to click on download zip, or you can also download as a torrent, which is, I think, is much faster if you know how torrents work. If not, just go ahead and click download zip. Then you want to go ahead and click on the next link down below. That should take you to Win32 Disk Imager. If you don't have this already downloaded, you want to go ahead and click right here on download and download that software. This is actually going to put the Raspbian image on the micro USB so that we can put it in the Raspberry Pi. Okay, once you got both those two downloaded, you want to go ahead and extract the Raspbian zip file, extract all. While that's extracting, you want to go ahead and insert your micro USB, and you want to go ahead and just format this. Once that's done, open up your Win32 Disk Imager. Click right here. I have it unzipped onto my desktop. And then you want to click right here on the image, open, and then you want to select the device of where your micro USB is. Right now it's currently in the D slot. And then go ahead and write. And then push yes. And this may take a while, so I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward. Once that's done writing, you want to go ahead and push OK and close this out. Okay, so once that's done burning onto the micro USB, you want to go ahead and remove it from your desktop or your computer and go ahead and insert it into the Raspberry Pi with the micro SD card pins facing upward. You want it to face this direction, and then on this side, on your other regular USBs, just go ahead and connect your keyboard and then your mouse and then your HDMI straight to your TV or monitor. So in this point of the video, I'm actually going to fast forward because this actually took me 10 to 15 minutes just to get to this loading screen right here. But if yours is taking a while, trust me, it'll load. Just let it load. It does take a few minutes for it to boot up the first time. After that, it should boot up pretty quickly. But right here, we're going to quickly just do a quick setup of the Raspberry Pi. We're just going to set up like our region and language. So we're going to go ahead and mouse over to next. Then we're going to click on country. My case, I'm in the United States. Language is American English, but you could choose any of these languages right here. Time zone is Denver, using a US keyboard. Next. Then you want to go ahead and type in a new password. And next. And now we're going to search for our Wi-Fi. Since I got the Raspberry Pi 3, we're going to scroll down to Pretty Fly for a Wi-Fi 5G. And then next. Then we're going to type in the password. And then that's going to be loading. So now right here in this corner, you should see the Wi-Fi symbol blinking. If you don't see it blinking, it's because you typed in the wrong password. So we want to mouse over here to this icon, which is your terminal. And you want to type in the following: sudo apt-get update and symbol sudo apt-get and upgrade, and then click enter. So that command is basically going to update your Raspberry Pi with all the latest updates ever since wherever the latest update was at the point of you downloading it. But I always just recommend just doing this anyway. Even if you just barely did it like a few seconds ago, I would still recommend doing these updates and upgrades. This will update all your repositories. I'll go ahead and click Y. And that's about it. If you like this video, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. If you have any other questions or comments, go ahead and leave it down below. I'm going to be making a couple projects with this Raspberry Pi. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video.